All right, so let's go through this amazing collection. Now, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to highlight a few things for you guys I want to make sure you take a look at. But I also want to preface this too by saying that he was actually does all of his purchasing in person. He does not do any online purchasing at all. So just really think about how hard that would be, only being able to purchase at antique shows, antique stores, auctions, estate sales, garage sales. I mean, it really just makes this collection that much more impressive to accumulate thousands of pieces like this by only being in person all over the country. I mean, we were honored to be able to come take a look at it and really happy that he was able to show us around and let us see everything. Now, these are the vintage Pepsi glass bottles from beginning to end, start to finish, all the different sizes, shapes, labels. I mean, everything. And there's some in there I've never seen before. So I was really excited to be able to see some of these and, being able to be on the lookout for them now that I didn't even know they didn't know existed. Now this flavor right here, this is the ice cucumber Pepsi. I wanted to make sure I highlighted that because that seemed like the most disgusting flavor of Pepsi I've ever seen in my life. I was actually hoping that there was going to be one cold so I could try it, but he didn't have one. That's the only one he had. But I was so amazed to see that because those are the unique things that I think make a collection one of a kind. Because I've never heard of ice cucumber Pepsi, and I thought that was a really cool part of his collection, even though it's not super old. Now, when we look over here, this is actually the bar section of his Pepsi room. This had the Pepsi coolers filled with Pepsi, any and everything Pepsi, from straws to mugs, and he even has the Pepsi guy peeing on the Coke sign. I mean, he does not like Coke. That is one thing I will tell you guys. He had nothing Coke, nothing good to say about Coca-Cola. It was hilarious to see him talk about Coca-Cola like it was his, mortal enemy. So then behind there as well, he has a Coke or a Pepsi dispenser that dispensed out ice cold Pepsi. I mean, it was really awesome. I mean, very unique piece into having a bar. So then if you look up here, he actually has the Star Wars Pepsi can collection. You're collected one at a time, and that gold one up there was actually only available for the mail-in offer if you had the whole collection. So another one he was very proud of and make sure you wanted to highlight as well. These Pepsi lanyards have been accumulated from over 25 years of attending the Pepsi convention. He used that platform to trade with other Pepsi collectors to help complete certain parts of his collection. What a smart idea. The one thing that differentiates this collection from any other collection you'll see is the quality. Everything here is in mint or near mint condition. That is why I feel very confident in calling this the best Pepsi collection you'll ever see, as well as the world's largest Pepsi collection. Now, there is over thousands of items of Pepsi stuff here, but the quality is what makes it stand alone above anything else. Now, these three bottles here came from Israel, which just shows you that his collection is worldwide. Now, below there are the 12 Days of Christmas collection. Now, with each day having two different sizes, it was really hard to collect every piece of those just hunting in the wild. Now, this is the DC Comics collection. Now, with the Joker being the hardest to come by, this was one of the hardest sets to complete for him. Now, below that is the Looney Tunes collection. Now, this came in 3 different sets, and now he has the first 2 sets complete, but that Tasmanian Devil there in the middle was the start of the 3rd set that was never completed by Pepsi. Nobody knows why. We did a lot of research and couldn't figure out why they never completed the 3rd set. But he has the one piece, but it's always going to be a mystery why he could never get the rest. Now, all these signs here are ones you would have seen at cafes or diners or ice cream shops or even gas stations. It brought back a lot of great memories for me and Amber being able to see all this different kinds of Pepsi stuff. See what I did there? Now, this sailboat was actually made by a Pepsi collector out of old Pepsi cans, which was some kind of cool piece. Now, the Pepsi chalkboard is something you would have seen at old cafes as well, showing you 10-cent hamburgers and 5-cent Pepsis. Now to get on to the creme de la creme of this collection, which is the Pepsi glass collection. I'm really excited to show you guys this one. If you guys watch our Collecting 101 videos, I always talk about condition. And the first thing I want to say about this glass collection, and there's no chips, there's no cracks, and there's no discoloration on any of the glasses. That is a high-end collection in mint condition, and it holds the most amount of value. And that's what we always talk about on there, is always having those mint condition collections. And this was definitely one of them. Now this baseball collection with Reggie Jackson, Tom Seaver, Jim Rice, and then the Detroit Red Wings and Jackie Robinson one above that were, three of my favorite personal ones because I'm a huge sports guy. So I really appreciated seeing those in his collection. Now as you see here, this is the Popeye collection. Now I loved Popeye when I was a kid, so that was another one I was really excited to see. Now below that is the Ringling Brothers, and then below that one is actually the DC Comics collection. Now when we talk about collecting this stuff, it's really tough because you get into the DC comic collectors, but you also get into the Pepsi collectors. So it really makes it tough to come by, and that's why the DC Comics were some of the hardest collections to accumulate for him. And even this one right here is actually the hardest one to accumulate, he said, was this early or mid 1970s collection of DC Comics. Now as you'll start seeing as we go through here with Woody the Woodpecker, is you're starting to see these different sized glasses. Now that's what really makes it tough to collect, is that you're not only collecting the regular sized Woody the Woodpecker glass, but then you find out you have to start collecting the smaller glass as well. And as you'll see there as well, it really makes it, it makes it tougher to collect, but it makes the hunt that much more fun, is that you're looking for not only the one glass, but multiple of the same color or the same charactered glass. So it was something he really looked forward to doing and really looked forward to adding to his collection. It was made it even more exciting for him. Now we're getting into the Disney part of his collection. Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Goofy. I mean, that's the same thing we talked about before with the other kind of collecting. You're starting to, tackle two different kinds of collectors, which makes this collection even more impressive to see that he got, this much of his collection fighting both of these kind of collectors from Pepsi to Disney. Now this was also interesting with the Wisconsin Badger collection. We kind of asked him about that as well, because it seemed kind of odd that just randomly Wisconsin was the only college team that Pepsi, put out a collection for. So we were going through that, and we had a lot of questions for that as well, but even he didn't really know why Wisconsin was the only one. But he has the full collection of it, so it was really cool to see. But there's so many questions on why, certain collections do come out. And as you guys see here, there's just a lot of great pop icons, from Star Wars to Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Daffy Duck, Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck. I mean, so many great things to collect, and they have so much color and they look so great displayed. I mean, I was very jealous of his collection because it was such a great collection to look at, and it looks so well on the wall, and the whole room just went and flowed so well. And as you're seeing here, it's more signage. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has just about every sign that Pepsi came out with. And look at this pedal car. That pedal car is just gorgeous, as I'm showing you guys here. That thing is in mint condition, just beautiful piece of machinery. And we try to avoid that Michigan Wolverine seat cover because a big Michigan State family here. And this is the last little bit of his collection, guys, with the cardboard cutouts, more signage. We just had a lot of fun with this. I mean, he was full of information and stories on what came from where, and there was just so much information that we sat there for hours talking to him about it. I mean, this was really a one-of-a-kind experience that we're glad we got to share with you guys as well, because when you come across a collection like this, it's great just to be able to see it and be in awe of it and really appreciate the work that's gone into what he's done. I mean, we wanted to thank him again for letting us come out and take a look at everything, because it really made our day, and it was really an honor to come see. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the world's largest Pepsi collection. So if you guys could like this video, comment below your thoughts on the Pepsi collection, and then subscribe to the channel. And when you guys get some time, come out and see me and Amber and get your antique fix. on M66. We'll see you guys later.